Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have an anonymous female left behind and forward-moving spouse. She has a bomb drop of March 2024, and I'm not sure about all the other things. We will figure it out as we read through because this was sent to me outside of the submission form. So let's look at this. She says, Hi, I'm thinking my husband is going through a midlife crisis, but how do I know for sure? He's 54. We've been together for 24 years. October 2024 will be 20 years married if we make it that long. We always had a good marriage and we're a great team. We own a business and the last 2 years have been stressful with the economy. This put a lot of stress on us along with some health issues with our daughter. I thought it all seems as though through it all, it seems as though we grew apart since we were always stressed and busy, so the time together was slim. He travels for work and always has, but around the holidays in 2023, he started really doing things differently. I had a feeling that he was cheating, and in March of 2024, so that's where bomb drop, I'm putting that as bomb drop, I got the proof. He said we were going to be separated. So I'm assuming you got the proof and then you confronted him with that. It's not wrong with it. I'm just going, and that's how he says you're going to be separated. So this is the conversation that was going on. They were together for a month or two longer until she left him for another guy. Then he came to me and talked, and we were going to try to work things out. This is not uncommon. It's like, oh, well, the other person, I might as well work it out with my wife. It's not because they've seen the error of their ways yet. They might have these feelings of that because of that. No, that's not going to go. I just got to solve this. But this is normal. There's still that backup that they want. They really want the other one still. Okay. Okay, so let me find my place. I know he was still in touch with the other woman, and 2 weeks later, he told me we were done for good, and there was no chance for us. So he's still in touch with her. She's not saying they got back together yet, but, and I'm saying that because that's coming. Now, this week, so this is July, because we were back in March, and then there was a 2-week thing, and 2 months later or 2 weeks later that they moved. So this was quite a big gap now. Now we're at this week. She says, I found out she is no longer with her other man, and my husband is back with her. Again, he says, we are separated. There's no hope for the future. This is normal. And you were wondering if it's MLC. So far, we're looking at MLC. Yeah, you can have an affair that's not an MLC. So we'll go on. But he doesn't want a divorce. As he says, he doesn't want us to lose everything that we worked so hard for all these years. He wants to be business partners, co-parents, and hopefully friends. He's here at the house when he is in town, which is less than it used to be, as the other woman is in another state. I love him so much and I don't want to give up on our marriage, but I have come to the conclusion that I need to move on and focus on myself and my daughter. I know he loves our daughter and says she is his number one priority, but, you're right, but his actions show that the other woman is his number one priority. It says he does contact our daughter much. I'm wondering if he meant doesn't, just from the way the sentence is framed, but I don't know. It hurts so much, and I'm trying to figure out if I can just stay separated for however long until she's an adult, or if I need to get a divorce to move on. She's 20. She is 14. How could I know if this is a midlife crisis? There is going to be, in my explanation with where I put your question, then below that, I put some links. And the submission form, the submission for others to ask questions is in that. But I also put a link to the quiz, which is a quiz on, is this a midlife crisis? So go take that quiz if you haven't done that, because that will give you some idea. Okay. And so far, so good. We're looking at, he's got the signs so far, but he's lost weight. There's a sign. I mean, you could lose weight anyway, but he has lost weight. He dresses a little different as he goes shopping with his mistress a lot. Okay. He never liked shopping before. His personality is different. Oh, yeah, right there. Okay. Our best friends, myself, my daughter, all see it, and I've tried to talk to him, but it just pushes him away more. Yes. Yeah, that will. That's a pressure. So I'm trying not to contact him unless I have to for business or our daughter. He says he is done. Yeah, they do that. It doesn't always mean that, okay? But you have to let the crisis run through. And it's long. That he never thought he would cheat, but he did. Oh, yeah. He says he can't forgive himself, and, well, there's another MLC thing. I mean, I would hope that others that aren't an MLC would say that as well when they're cheating. He says he can't forgive himself, and he won't let me either. He doesn't get a choice on who you forgive. Seriously? Sorry? Seriously? And you get to make a comment about that. You say, hey, you don't get to choose who I forgive, whether I forgive, how, when. Forgiveness, forgiving anyone else, including you, is my choice. You don't have to accept it. And that's him. He doesn't have to accept it. Forgiveness is a gift you give, whether they unwrap it or not, isn't up to you. But you, and that is one of the things you can say it. You say it with empathy, but you say it with a firm voice. I choose that. And when he says he can't forgive himself, why would he forgive himself now while he's in the act? Imagine you are punching somebody and you're just pummeling on them. The other person, well, might be not forgiving you, but they might be. It's up to them, especially if they recognize, oh, this person is insane and they're out of control. But you, yourself, while continuing to punch the person, when you say, I'm going to forgive myself, please, and then part of that comes with that is you're making amends. Continuing the betrayal, the damage, the perpetrating action goes against forgiving yourself. So, of course, he's not able to forgive himself. It wouldn't make sense, but you're still doing it, dude. Well, yeah, it's not, since I already forgave myself, it's no longer a sin or whatever bad thing he wants to call it. No, I don't want to say shouldn't. It makes sense. Why would he be forgiving himself yet? He's saying, I won't be able to forgive myself. Well, that's a future statement, and he doesn't know that. And they come to forgive themselves, if they do, because we can help them. Because they receive it, and they get hope in that receipt. Because somebody believes in them and believes in their better self that they are not being right now. He's not being his better self. He knows that. So why should he forgive himself? What you're hearing right here, right there, is the MLC guilt, or just the sinner's guilt, the betrayer's guilt. He is feeling guilt and shame. And those things, if they're not created by you, they are coming from internally. It's part of his conscience. If he weren't feeling those, what would he be? Thank goodness he is feeling that. That's a good thing. Okay? He said he loves me and cares, but is not in love with me. It's one of the lines. And that is why he cheated. Come on. BS. Whatever. You cheated because you love me but aren't in love with me? You cheated because you made a choice. There had to be someone else to cheat. I mean, you're not in love with, you love me, but you're not in love with me, so you fell into another woman? The logic doesn't flow, right? Okay. Before, if there was a problem in our marriage, we would have talked about it and worked it out. This time, he didn't talk about it to me. Yep. And he turned to another woman to talk, and the emotional affair turned physical. It's one of our biggest things that we talk about in the beginning. They took the choice away from us. They said, there's a problem in our marriage now, and I'm not going to solve it. So even though we're supposed to solve these things as a team, they don't give us the chance. They don't even give us the chance by letting us know there's a problem that we could have done something about ahead of time. I'm just not sure what to do except to focus on fixing myself. Well, that is what you do. That's what you do. You become an attractive force. You become it for you. Byproduct is when it's that for him. You're attractive to him. And by attractive, I don't mean beautiful. I mean it is an inner strength and empowered beauty and stable force that is attractive. And then she adds later, she says, I did forget to say that the alienator is 12 years younger. Also, I don't know if this shows okay, but she wants to remain anonymous. So that's normal. You have a younger alienator. Of course, it could be not a midlife crisis. You'd have a younger alienator possibly too, but you are looking at somebody within a little higher than the average age range, but within the age range. 46 is average. You get some below, some above. He is looking like a midlife crisis. Yeah. So go take that quiz. I know it sucks. I'm sorry. Go take that quiz and see if that can help you with your answers. And your focus is what you said. What can I do except this? Focus on me. That is what you do. Because you can't fix him. You can't solve his problems. And then you are going to be in the panic and anxiety of trying to control something that's over there, that's outside of him. And that's going to be a pressure on him as well. And it's going to make him more resistant. You focus on getting yourself healed, taking care of your daughter. Now, does that mean you need to file for divorce, like you asked about, to move on? I don't know. If you want to stand for your marriage and you can do it without having a divorce in process, do it. But does that help you detach? Maybe it does for some. Maybe it doesn't for everyone. My goal as a stander is to not get a divorce, to not go to that level, because if you want to reconcile, there's another jump through. But sometimes we have to for protecting finances. And then there are some people who just, for their healing, they need to do it. But if you can heal, and he said he doesn't want a divorce, he just gave you time. He is buying you time for him to go through his crisis. But there's a few things that are going to come up there. Oh, I just want us to be friends. Say, absolutely not. I'm not friends with a cheater, or I'm not friends with somebody who betrays me. I will be friends with you when you choose to stop doing those things, when you choose to be an appropriate husband, when you choose to be a better father, and when you choose to be the man I know you are. Not a better man. I'm not saying a better man, because he was that man, right? And I don't want you to use the words like I want to go back to, because I want him to move forward. He doesn't want to go back to something where he wasn't happy, even if he really was. But also, life moves forward. I don't like the idea of, oh, I want him to come back. I want him to come forward. I want us to move forward together. We were on this path like this, then the path diverged, and then it comes together again in the future. Okay? But your job, taking care of your daughter and focusing and fixing you. Yeah, that it is how we actually solve it. We solve it by being the best self we can, because they're going to go through this crisis. And then we're going to be this stable force for them. The anchor, the rock, the part of the compass that stays in place, even while changing and growing. Okay? So I hope this helps. And I will see everybody in the next